What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a video you have been waiting for. Yep, time to put some leveling jacks on old girl over here, aka the Ding Ding 2.0. And as you guys know, these things don't come with actual, I'm talking real leveling jacks. They come with these little BS like stabilizer jacks, which I mean, these things just don't work. They're good, you know, to stay. Yeah, you know, they're not even good to stabilize. I mean, so you got these, and you take your 19 mil, I think it is, and you go and you crank down on them. But honestly, guys, these things are junk, and it'd be nice to have some real leveling jacks on this thing. So what I have done is I ordered myself. The company is called Equalizer Systems, and this company is awesome. Number one, main thing, customer service. You guys know me when it comes to parts or just purchasing anything, it comes down to customer service. Like, you know, when I talk about this cover, why I hate this cover right here. Quality and their customer service is horrible. But the main thing too, guys, is the quality. So, and you guys know me, I have researched and researched and researched and researched about leveling system. Now you're probably wondering why do I have so many. So, first thing, I just want to show you their sizes. You can get this size, this big bad boy right here. This thing is a 2-inch bore with a 15-inch stroke. Big monster right here. But the problem, and you know, it's not their fault. I told them send them. I wanted to try them. The problem with these is I did not have enough clearance. Because how these mount, and I'll show you how I did this side. I wanted to do one side first to show you guys. And I wanted to be sure so I can explain what's going on and how I did it. But the problem with these monster ones is I only had like 5 inches of clearance on the floor. With these, you can see they're a lot shorter, so you will have more clearance. Now, if you're wondering the capacity, they are still both 30,000 pounds, and that's total. So these can lift, these smaller ones and these taller ones right here can lift 30,000 pounds. So I mean, you can literally get these and hook it up to a massive, you know, 45-foot fifth wheel, and it'll be no problem, because there's no, you know, fifth wheel that's empty, just 30,000 even loaded. I don't even know if they make a fifth wheel loaded with 30,000 pounds, you know, travel trailer. I'm talking about, like, you know, going to the desert. I've never seen any of that heavy, but this thing loaded, I think I'm like 14, and then when you know, when you are using them, the Can-Am goes out, so they're 1,600 pounds less. So just, we'll call it 14, call it 13, 14, call it 15. These things, no problem. You know, they're going to support this thing, and they're going to level this thing. That's what's nice about it. Now, when I say level, guys, is I don't recommend you, oh, just because you're in a massive hole, take and crank this thing up. No, I'm talking where if you're leaning a little bit, you know, and you can. This thing, these 4 jacks will lift this whole thing off the ground, you know. Do I recommend it? I don't know. Lift at your own risk, I should say. But I just want it mainly for leveling and stabilization. Now, installation, guys, you will get the jacks, obviously, that comes in the kit. You will get the pump right here, which you can mount this up or laying down. I haven't decided yet where I'm going to mount it, so we're gonna. That's all. What I'm doing right now. The whole thing is I'm just looking over everything. You will get 2 sets of brackets, these big tall boys, or you can get the shorter ones that I'm grinding right there because I'm getting ready to weld. And then you got your fuse, your wiring harness, you've got your nuts and bolts. Check this out. Here's your system right here. This thing is awesome because it can auto level. So if you don't even want to bother and you get to your destination, just hit that auto level button, bam, and it will auto level it by itself. You don't even have to deal with it. Or you can do it manually, and then you can retract all, and it's compatible with an iPhone or Android, and it's Bluetooth. That's pretty awesome. I like that a lot. You guys know me, my technology, I love it. Also comes with the lines right here, depending how much you need. Now, they will pre-crimp everything for you. Where they are, where'd they go? They're over here. So it comes with these. Here's nice. You got some straights, and it comes with 90s. And if you want, they will pre-crimp it for you if you want to measure. I chose to crimp them myself because I don't know yet how I'm going to run the wiring. Some of you guys don't have the machine to crimp them. So if you want to crimp them yourself, you do. Now, obviously for each toy hauler, it's going to be different, guys. But for this toy hauler, and probably the majority of them out there, I'm going to show you where I mounted them, and then I'll show you the lines and everything and how much I have used. But as of right now, this is the kit, guys, and I'll show you the first jack that I have installed right here. So, let me get under here. And it looks really low to the ground, but it's not, because I got the tongue all the way up to give me maximum room in the back right there. So, here you go. You got these brackets right here. Let me get under here for you. See these? All right. And no, guys, I'm not a welder, so I know it's probably like, what the heck? So what you do is you're gonna weld this right here to the frame of the toy hauler, and then the jack right here is going to bolt right here to the toy hauler, okay, or to your bracket, not the toy hauler. So then your lines, you will have one line coming from here, then you're probably gonna have one whichever side you want to go from here or here, depends. Now how they recommend you to do this is they want these all the way up in the very front. And reason why I did not go all the way up in the very front is because, well, on this side it will not work, because if I were to put it all the way up here, it would block servicing the generator. See, you got your oil filter, your drain, everything. So I just moved them back a little bit and set the second one right here. As of right now, installation is very easy. Weld this to the frame, bolt this on, that's it. That's all I've done so far. And now we're going to start heading on to the back portion of it. So make sure, guys, before you weld, also clean it all up. Can't, you know, you don't want to start welding with paint. So we're going to grind all this. And I rounded this right here because I put it on the edge, on the top and the bottom edge. So it has just a little more support and it sits a little more flush. So now, guys, that all of the jacks are installed. Here's the back one. I'll show you guys. Bam. Look at that. And I will be adding more bolts in there. See how there's only 4. I'm going to put more. I just set those 4 in there for now, just so I can get the everything ran, the hoses and all that. But it's all ran, welded. See that? Make sure you guys paint it in there when you're done. Doesn't matter. It's like flat black. It's all I had. Doesn't matter. You're not going to see, you know, it doesn't have to match perfect with the frame. But just make sure you paint it so it does not start rusting or anything on you like that. See that? Just like that. So now we're going to start running this hose. So the next step on this, guys, what I would do is, this is what I'm going to do is I got here, these are the fittings. They do come with 90s because you're going to be using a lot of 90s. And these are a dual action. You notice there's no springs. So you're going to have one coming right here, going up, and then another one on the top. This one, right up there. All right, coming over. You got 2 because you can pick. So if, for an example, on the other side, it would go on the opposite side. So it's going to go just like this. So it's nice, clean. The hose goes straight up. You know, you're not going to obviously pick this side to go up and then over. So I'll show you guys how I do that. We're going to pull these Allens out real quick and put these in right in. So the next step I like to do, guys, is take all the adapters, everything out of the bag. Line them up, make sure we're good, make sure we got everything. Before you start, you know, to wire stuff or start putting hoses and everything, just make sure you have all the proper tools. This, I already pulled one out right there of that bottom one. So I like to see. And then you guys notice, and this is the reason why I took this out, because I saw these with O-rings. Now, I told myself, okay, I assume the O-ring is going to go towards the jack. But I said, let me just take one of these out to double check and see. See that? There's an O-ring. So, these right here, guys, see these small, and you can't really mess this up because see how big this one is? Let me pull this off for you. See that? So, obviously, this big one's not going to go into that bottom port. This is going to go into the top. The top right here of the jack, let me get under here for you. This top part is going to be your extend side to push the jack down, where that big one is going to go. And this bottom one, this side or this side, is going to be your retract to lift the jack back up. And on the pump, this side is my extend function, and this side is my retract function. And if you guys, you know, are wondering about your pump, what's nice is they will give you directions in a PDF. So see, check it out. Hydraulic hose connection type. Here you go. So my pump 3195. See that? Right here, retract function. All the arrows show on this side. All right, I don't know if you guys can see that, but so we got all the lines are ran now, and now You see here we got 8, and this is what I chose to do. I don't remember if I showed you guys this. Let me go on this side. So instead of using the L brackets, you can get yourself some of these to go onto the, this will be onto the pump right here. Instead of using the L brackets, I just use, you know, these fittings right here, just to minimize, you know, one less fitting you have to use. So now once they're all ran, and again, they're all gonna be different for each trailer. The Attitude, obviously my trailer, a lot of toy haulers are pretty much the same. You can run them, you know, let me get under just like this. I ran them, just followed the other, you know, wiring harnesses and lines. And I made mine a little longer just to have some spare. Now, the hard part is right now, I'm trying to figure out, guys, where to mount the pump. So the pump does come with a bracket, and this is the bracket that it comes with right here. But what I want to do is I'm going to take a piece of metal and I might, you know, cut it out. I'm going to see right now. So we're going to take, I got some scrap metal that's back there, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to weld it somewhere onto the front of that frame, and then we will put this, lay this pump down, you know, just like that. And then we're going to figure out pretty much, you know, how to support it, because this thing's pretty heavy and it's got no fluid in it yet. So once I figure out where I'm putting it and, you know, how much weight it can handle, I'm gonna get some thick steel, use the scraps, and then I will show you guys how I mounted everything up. We're going to now lay the bracket and the pump onto here, but first I'm going to put this under the trailer, find a spot for you guys, and then I will let you know. Okay guys, so I think I found what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut this out real quick with the plasma. We don't need this whole thing. Number one, mainly because, well, the smaller this is, the stronger it's gonna be. It's not gonna have so much flex in it. But I think I found a spot. I wanna cut this out. This is just gonna be sort of like my test template. And we'll put the bracket right over there. We're gonna put the bracket on it. I'm gonna just do little tacks on it because, you know, I think it's gonna be easier. I don't want to put any holes. I was thinking about this, putting holes, because that's got to attach to the pump. So I'm just trying different things right now, but we're gonna cut this right now and I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. Okay guys, so after a lot of measuring, thinking, going back and forth, this is it. This is the bracket that I'm going with and how the pump is going to mount to the trailer. So what obviously we got to do next here is spray paint it, make it nice and black so it doesn't get rusty. But so the pump is going to mount on here, and I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to crawl up under there, take the camera, and I'm going to show you guys how I'm mounting this. And yes, we are using these 2 holes because they're going to bolt to that frame. So I'm gonna get this painted up first, and then stop touching it so I don't get it dirty, and then we'll head under there and I'll show you guys what I changed, took off, and replaced. I'm going to replace it with these right here, and I'll explain to you why I did that. And bam guys, just like that, we're painted and done. And now we're going to take this under the trailer, bolt it up, and then we're going to weld this. Now I'm actually weld this part to the trailer, and then we will stick the pump on. The bracket is finally done and installed, and this is how I did it right here. So on the bracket, I made 2 holes. They just come out of the other side right over here, and then this is the plate right here, welded the plate. Now this plate, I welded it right here up top, and I did some weld right here down at the bottom. Now I just sprayed it, it's wet, but I mean, I was hanging on it. This thing is strong, so there's no way that I'm going to be worried about this thing breaking. But I am thinking about adding some gussets or some more support. I haven't decided yet, but what I am going to do is once I put the pump on, bolt it on there, and put the fluid in it, I'm going to bounce on it and see, you know, pull on it and see if it seems, you know, flimsy or not. but I mean, it's strong. It's very strong, guys. I put welds there, welds on top, bolts there. So the pump will just mount right on there. And then I'm going to show you guys what I did to replace the studs instead of using what came with this. Okay, so for wiring, guys, what we're going to do is, obviously we are going to, where to go, hook this up, but not yet, just because I'm just doing a test, making sure everything is good. So how are you going to do the wiring? And it might confuse some of you guys. So you're going to have a power wire that goes from, you see this yellow one right there? It's going to go from this to right here where it says auxiliary. See that? Right there. And this will come with the kit. So it's going to go from there to there. Then another wire, it's going to go from here to the battery. I'm just doing this to test it, to make sure everything works and we're good. And then you're going to have, you can either ground it from here, or you can ground it with another ground cable that goes from here to the battery also. Now don't forget, for like us toy hauler guys, this wire, you have to make sure, see this black and yellow one? That this black and yellow wire, it's going to take me forever to roll this up like this, is grounded. Because if it's not grounded, you're going to have your parking brake, it's going to say engage parking brake. It's going to start flashing beep, beep, beep. Well, we don't have that. So you have to make sure you ground this. I will show you an example right now. So you see this? Engage parking brake. So if you have this issue, you're going to take this, right? And if you touch it on a ground, so I'm going to just touch it on any ground. See? That's it. It's gone. If I let go, it's going to get a flashing. So all you got to do is take this and ground it. You can even ground it to the frame of the trailer. You don't have to go to the battery. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to make me some wire, because for me, I'm going to do a little longer one. I'll show you guys. And I'm going to use, I don't know, this might be 6K or it might be 4. I'll check, but I got some wire here. We're going to make it, and then I will mount the pump and show you where I mounted it. All right, guys, so this is how I mounted this thing right here. So this is the plate that I showed you guys. I just welded it right under here, and then I welded it up top, and I used grade 8 bolts right there, bolted it to the frame. Now you're probably thinking, well, I don't know, it looks a little scary. Well, I mean, it's, and I hung on this, guys. I mean, it's strong. This thing's not going nowhere. So that's going to mount like that. And then we're going to, remember when I was talking about the wiring, I was just testing it. So you see it's hooked up there, right where the yellow is. Let me turn the light on for you guys. See that? That's going to be mounted just like that. And then I just bolted right here with some self-tappers. So you see here, auxiliary, that's going to go there. Battery, I'm going to have to go make one. So we're going to go from here, and we're just going to go whoop all the way coming around here. We're going to come up through this hole, and I'm going to stick it right where that battery goes, right, or here's the battery. I'm going to run it right up there. And then I'll get out and show you guys why this hole is here, because where I'm going to put the box is going to be right here in my compartment. So when I get to the desert or my location, boom, open it up. I just ran it through here because I'm probably just going to stick this right over here. Honestly, I'm probably mainly going to be using this with my phone, but I will put this here or put it, you know, down low where it's not as noticeable. So in case something happens or the phone doesn't work or whatever, you got to make a little adjustments. You can open it up, stick it there, and this is just going to be routed, you know, tucked in clean just like that, so you don't see it. But first things first, we have to make the cable. So now that everything is mounted and I ran power now, so this is the cable that's going to come with it. This is the one that I made right here that we had to get the connector for. So I just ran it right over here, and I'm gonna put in here in this little hole, and it went straight to the battery right up there. So now that it's all done, you have to make sure to plug in, remember this thing, make sure you ground it so it doesn't sit there and beep beep till the emergency brake. I filled the system, not full, but you can see there the level's about right there. And this, guys, I would say is the only downfall about mounting the pump right here, is if you don't have a pump like this, it's very difficult. But the reason why I did that is, well, usually these things don't leak. So yeah, you're gonna have a hard time filling it, but then that's it. You're really never gonna have to worry about it, because it's very rare that you have to, you know, fill this or or check it or anything like that. You know, it's not like a car. You're not doing an oil change on it. So what you're going to do next is you're going to, on your on the display over here is, and I just did mine. Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself. But what you guys are going to do, so when you turn it on, your system is going to show you 4 lights. My system does not show me these 4 lights because what I did is I filled the fluid all the way up, then I hit all retract. Now that's going to go on for probably 45 seconds or so, and you're going to hear and then you're going to hear the tone. It's going to start to change. It's going to, and it's going to start sucking up fluid. I filled this thing full to the top, so it sucked half of it. So now we're going to fill it back up to the fluid level, and then we will go on to the next step. Okay, so now once you have filled the fluid back up to the fill level right there, and you have hit all retract, and that's all done, next step is to get out from under whatever you're putting these on, and you're going to turn the system on. All right, and you're going to now one by one manually with the buttons right here, you're going to put each jack down, but do not lift the motorhome or toy hauler. So each jack is going to boom. So as soon as they touch the ground, that's it. You're going to, one, next one, touch the ground, 2, 3, and so on. As soon as they touch, you stop. And then you're going to hit retract all. You see that? So just when it starts to touch, I'll show you the back. See that? The back is now touching. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side. You see the other side is still off the ground. They are not down. And don't forget, guys, these you can adjust these. You know, you can twist them even once they are tight. So if it's, you know, like I noticed, see how this is a little crooked, you could turn it. Okay, so now we got the right side all down. So once you have them just touching, you're going to now hit all retract. So now it should lift all these up by itself. And this is a part of the purging system, guys. This is the steps of how you need to purge this system. And if it's not going up or it's taking its time, don't worry, we're not done yet. So after I hit the retract all, I didn't do anything. I just hit all retract, boom, done. Literally, they all came up, didn't even touch this thing, lights turned off, stopped beeping, we're good to go. So now let's move on to the next step. So now I did the front. So next step, I'm gonna do both backs. I'm not going to touch the fronts. Actually, you know, let's do the fronts while we're here. Let's do both fronts. So you guys saw I hit right down. That brings both of the right jacks down. Now I'm going to hit front and only bring these 2 front ones down. You'll see that? And now I'm going to repeat this step, guys. I'm probably gonna do this 4 to 5 times just to purge all the air out of the system. You know, I would recommend you guys highly doing that. Okay, so while they're down, guys, I would highly suggest you go walk around, check for any leaks. Check the top, check the bottom fitting, make sure you got no leaks before, you know, using them. And that's about it, guys. So repeat this step and until, you know, they're nice, smooth, and quiet. So for me, guys, because, well, obviously we got no ignition on or anything, that's what this pink wire is for right here, the ignition on. So if you hook this up to the positive of a battery, it will say ignition on. So in our application, we're not going to use it, so we're just going to get rid of this. So for wiring, guys, you're pretty much done. Now the next step is to calibrate this, set the null so it knows, you know, auto level, and pretty much to know what level and what unlevel is. Okay, so I have placed it right here for now, just so I can show you guys how to use the auto level function. Now, personally, I'm going to set it up for you guys. We're going to set the null so this knows. I would highly suggest to set it because this will let you know when it is not level. Me personally, I'm not an auto level guy, so I'm going to set it, but I'll probably most likely never use the auto level. I like to manually do it myself. But for you guys know, wherever it is mounted, so you know how to do it, these are the steps. And you're going to need to know the orientation. So here I have it in the upright position. It will tell you, is it vertical, you know, is it horizontal? So because here I have it in the upright position, when we set it, I will be hitting the up arrow. We're gonna hit all retract and press the power button. Okay. So now it is in orientation mode. So now I will be pressing the front up button because this panel right here is facing the front of the unit and it is upright, it is not laying down. And guys, if this was, say, you know, you're facing the left side of the coach, then you would obviously hit the left up arrow button and so on and so on. So now guys, with this unit, it needs to know where your null or set level point is. Now for me, if you guys look here, I have already leveled the coach. See the jacks or the toy hauler. Jacks are already down, everything is leveled. You can set a level, you know, up here. You know, I mean, that's pretty perfect to me, good enough. But I mainly put a level in the fridge. That's my main thing, so I can see, making sure that my fridge is level, and it is level. So now, to how to set it, here's the next step. So you guys have to make sure the unit is off. Now with the unit off, we're gonna go auto level and hit the power button. Let it beep for about 4 to 5 seconds and let go. Now you have set the null or set the level of your smart EQ system. And I'll show you guys what I'm talking about by having the bubble in the fridge, because to me the most important thing is having your fridge level, because you want the fridge working properly like this. So it's not, I don't know if you can see, it's not that bad, but it needs to come up, and the left side of the toy hauler needs to come this way a little bit. So now with the unit on, I'm gonna hit auto level. And here we go, it's gonna do its thing. And bam, there it goes, guys. It's leveled. Let's come back here, check it out. Look at that, and you're done. Right back to where it was supposed to be. So that's a good feature. If you guys, you don't wanna use it, you can. It's just not my thing. I am more of a manual type of person, not an auto type of person. So there you have it, guys. That's about it. I shouldn't make it sound like very simple, but I will say it's pretty easy to install. If you guys have any questions about the install, DM me at Eddie's Life, and I will try to help you the best I can. And if you're confused, you know, with some part, I'll try to send you photos of what I got, or help you through the Instagram on DMs. See if I can get it, you know, make the job as easy as possible for you. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and click subscribe. Peace. Yeah.